What's up, everyone? This is your stream, Mr. Steven, and welcome to the all new episode of The Steven Factor. Tonight, I'm going to do something a little different here because we are still continuing racism in America, but also the racism in America is located right here in Crown Heights, and let me tell you reasons why. If you're watching the breaking news 24 hours later, you saw what really happened in 320 right next door. And to be honest with you, when I saw the video from Facebook, it was so frightening. It really punches in my gut. I felt angry. I felt very disappointed. And to be honest with you, they arresting one of my closest neighbors as well. And we already known them for over like 3 decades or so. And to be honest with you, this is why that I want to share this with you. I want to give a very special shout out to all the 320 neighbors, including the Blue family, Tracy, Greg, Sean, and the rest of the crew. Um, and they decided to have to fight back with the NYPD, and especially also in this political situation of Black Lives Matter, People Lives Matter, and All Lives Matter. But I have this article right here on the computer, and on my phone. So I decided to share it with you about how it really went down. And it's been revealed that that Mayor Bill de Blasio decided trying to create a curfew until 8 p.m. But also, at the end of the broadcast, we just find out that who called the NYPD. And I want to read this to you. It's from the Gothamist.com. And after that, when I read it, I will give you more further details of the other article as well. This is the article right here. It's called, I hope you can see it a little bit. It's too bright. Truly apologize. You know what? Let me dim this. So yeah, this is much better. And I decided I want to read it to you. It's called videos show that NYPD violently arrested the Crown Heights residents in their building after breaking up the barbecue. Now I want to read this paragraph, so bear with me here because I want to say my own opinion because right now I'm still very angry, to be honest with you. A neighborly barbecue in a county yard of a Crown Heights building ended in the allegation of the police brutality. Last Thursday night, after a sworn NYPD officers came to break up the gathering and the arrest of several residents of violation of curfew in the lobby of their own building. So just want to let you know, this is a private property, okay? This is no protest. This is a family gathering or a graduation gathering because one of the children are celebrating their graduation gathering, and people decide to have fun, not protesting whatsoever. The officers arrived to break up at the barbecue around 11:30 p.m. on June 5th. Hours the 8 p.m. curfew has been posed by Mayor Bill de Blasio. Now, let me tell you something about the mayor. I really don't like his opinion to create a stupid curfew called, the peaceful protest. Now, the curfew starts at 8 o'clock. All right? And this has become one of the worst mistakes how Mayor de Blasio has done. The curfew at 8 o'clock, which means when everything is over, when the curfew starts, the protest will come here. They're going to destroy over the place, but it's not. They already done that riot since day one after what happened to George Floyd. But they think they're going to do that. But it is a peaceful protest. It's like a parade, okay? This is not a protest. This is like a parade. And as you know, Mayor de Blasio, what he did is a total mistake and a wrong approach, that he done this in the wrong place and the wrong time. Now, let me continue this reading. In this response to looting that had followed some citywide demonstrations against police brutality, according to the people present of the scene, the barbecue continued peacefully since approximately 6 p.m. in a fenced-off county yard in the front of the building on Eastern Parkway. Friends and family had gathered there. Some fireworks were set off. Thought there were no disturbing reports, although those present at the barbecue were people of color. According to the Daquan Blue, who helped organize the barbecue, police first said they were responding to a noise complaint. Now, let me stop right there. Now, let's stop on this second paragraph. It said, no, this is the third paragraph. I'm sorry. This is the third paragraph. Daquan Blue helped the organized barbecue. Police first said they were responding to a noise complaint. And you know who's responsible for this? Karen. The actual Karen, as their neighbor from 320, who called the NYPD to come here to destroy the barbecue. But the question is, is she going too far? Absolutely 100% yes. Because when the police decide to push the Blue family and the rest of the friends and neighbors, and now they start a big fiasco in this chaotic nation that we live in, was totally under control. But like I said, it went on viral on Facebook and especially on the news as well. And it's just sad. It's just really sad. And the truth is, there are very innocent people. That's number one. Number two, they're not even protesters. They're doing a private gathering for a family barbecue and graduation. Or the graduation barbecue. Okay? That's number two. And number three, if the neighbor will do that again in the future to make a false complaints, she will be charged. And that's why this year we need a new president decide to step up for the plate and end this racial injustice system. It's going to stop. This is going to stop, folks. It needs to end. It needs to end racial injustice system. Because enough is enough. Then they asked the barbecuers to disband and go inside because of the curfew. Even though the city curfew did not apply to the activity of private property. Blue said he and his neighbors started to comply and clean up, but before they had a chance to finish. The officers began physically enforcing people back in the building. And let me tell you reasons why. The NYPD are very impatiently. They don't know all about the rules. They don't know about the laws and even the training as well too. And I heard some people say someone spilled their foods, and some called them the N words. That's from the other article that I just looked at a few summers ago. And let me tell you something, it was totally sad. And this is time they posted on Facebook, on Twitter as well. And even one neighbor knows about this, and she said they tried to write a letter to Mayor de Blasio, and he knew that what he did was completely inappropriate, and also it was completely unacceptable as well. And the Brooklyn Borough President, Eric Adams, said, and I quote, "This police brutality, just barging into the family barbecuing and this or in other words, he said this curfew in this barbecuing. No, hold on. Eric Adams said that this police brutality, this after interrupting this barbecue is completely unacceptable, and I very agree with him. He was absolutely right. Um, anyways, yes, Sally Hartman, a school teacher who resides in the building, and she heard the commotion of her apartment when she followed to the noise to the building entrance, and she saw her neighbors face to face with the numerous police officers who forced them themselves into the building vestibule and vestibule. Okay, vestibule. Some residents were linking arms to stop them from entering a second door, which led to the foyer. And they've been posting videos on Twitter, and we were just like, no, you can't come in our building, and this is a private property. We pay rent here. This is a residence. This is our home. Video and incidents: police officers shoving residents backwards, many who are have their hands up. Don't shoot. Remember the hands up, but don't shoot phrase. Including Blue, who was pushed into the corner. At least 10 officers finally pushed their way in the foyer and pinned the residents against the wall. Harmon says that she saw one woman hold up her hands for self-defense and get struck in her face with a baton. And video shows of the officers trying to force himself into another residence in the apartment. According to Harmon and Husan Blue, Daquan's brother, a higher-ranking white-shirt officer's pinned on one man to the floor and placing the knee on the back of the man's neck. And the method that was shockingly similar. Listen to this: the way of the Minneapolis police officers killing George Floyd. I just thought to myself, they were about to kill this man. Harmon recalled Tracy Blue, Husan, and Daquan's mother, who was standing in the foyer when Husan saw the white shirt officer shove her to the ground. After trying to intervene, Husan was tackled to the floor, while Daquan said the officers beat him with the batons, and one officer kneeled on his neck. And that was completely unacceptable. The footage shared the Golfness captures Husan was being detained by at least seven officers at screen filled with a crowded lobby of the building. Husan claims the officer whispered the racial slurs in his ear. Like I said just like a few moments ago, they said the N-word. And ladies, this is true, to be honest with you. This is true. Drag him outside and beat him while handcuffed. He had undergone shoulder surgery the weekend prior, and the doctors have since told him he is suffering a nerve damage in the arm, and that was operating on his wrist where bruising and zip-up ties that clenched too tightly. He also had bruises on his neck and collarbone and split lip. The Bluesbirds were among who sustained injuries, although none were hospitalized. Many said they went urgent care and visiting doctors. The mayhem continues outside the building, where videos show dozens of police in riot gear of the disappearance, large crowd in the street. This is the video that I saw. This is from Michael from Twitter, and he said the NYPD charged at Crown Heights and Franklin and Union Street in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, near Eastern Parkway. The crowd was upset about the arrest had been taking place up the street few minutes, and totally unacceptable and escalation by the cops. This is the video right here. Take a look at this. And look what happened. Do you see that? Do you see that? This is terrible. Oh my God. Oh my God. They just running like ants. When they use their hands, saying hands up, don't shoot, I can't breathe. Those are the phrases when the Black Lives Matter all began. And the police decide trying to run away all our black brothers and sisters, and they trying to arrest them. I mean, for what? They didn't do anything wrong. What is this? The Crown Heights riot? This is not completely unacceptable. By the end of the evening, multiple individuals, including Husan and Daquan Blue, were arrested, although the NYPD were not confirming exact numbers. Husan spent 12 hours in 71 precinct, and there are another 12 in the central booking, where he were arranged before being released for the court day in October. But let's stop right there. It's postponed it because we're in October. But I already spoke to Sean, and it's been revealed that they changed it to the other date, which is next year in January 2021. And I believe that I don't know, because right now somebody needs to step up to this game. If people want to defund the police, they should defund the police. If not, I don't know. This is up to the politicians, because right now we're in this stupid political world with the stupid opinions at this time, and we don't know what is really going on. Now, Joseph Biden doesn't want to support defund the police, because if they want to defund the police, they're going to lose their jobs. They're going to lose their overtime. And to be honest with you, they don't know where else the place to go. No place. How we going to pay with the rent, the foods, the cables, the electric bills, cable bills. That's what I'm very concerned of as well. But anyways, they postponed it from this month, and now they're gonna move to January. That's how I spoke to Sean since last time. But in the criminal complaints obtained by governors, Husan and two others were charged in the obstruction of governmental administration, resisting arrest, unlawful assembly, disorderly conduct, and harassment, among the others. First of all, they didn't do anything wrong. That's all I can say. Don't blame them. Okay? Don't blame them. Blame the mayor. That's it. Don't blame them. Blame the mayor and blame the neighbors. Okay? Because when I read this paragraph, they were being charged with the obstruction, governmental administration, resento. No. No. You don't have to blame them. Blame the mayor, because he's responsible for this, and he shouldn't apologize as well too. You know why? Because Mayor De Blasio doesn't care. He doesn't care about the people of New York City. He doesn't care about the American people of the U.S. of A. He doesn't care about the schools, the corona pandemic. All he cares about is politics and money. And let me tell you something, we already vote for Mayor de Blasio. I thought Mayor Bill de Blasio is a good mayor. And yes, I was one of them. I vote for Mayor de Blasio, but what I did, it was a mistake. We're all do make mistakes. That's it. We picked the wrong guy who wants to help this city even bigger and better, and right now we're in the middle of the racial injustice in this country. And as you know, he wants to follow Donald Trump's playbook since the corona began. He wants to open schools for full-time into part-time, or even remotely or blendedly. So like I said before, don't blame our black brothers and sisters. blamed the mayor and the neighbor who were responsible for this. And that stupid curfew is completely unacceptable. End of story. According to the complaint, the officer asked the crowd to disperse more than once, but those present refused to swear at the officers and used the threatening language. One defendant illegally tore his shirt off and threw it in the officers. Officers are also claimed the crowd was openly drinking alcohol. The NYPD has been confirmed this incident is under internal review. The aggressive, chaotic NYPD response came on the seventh straight night of unrest in Brooklyn. Protests that began over the killing George Floyd and unarmed black man by the police officers in Minneapolis had escalated over the course of the week, with some demonstrations developing into looting overnight. A curfew should not become an excuse to criminalize peaceful activity, says the Brooklyn president Eric Adams, response to the incidents, and he said, and I quote, "What we saw last week in Crown Heights, where police officers arrest people at the cookout on the private property, was completely unacceptable, and unfortunately fit in a border pattern was usually excessive and unnecessarily forced against people whose only crime was being outside. That's why I called the curfew to be lifted. We are demanding answers from the NYPD on what happened and why arrests were made. The desperation I felt was crazy," recalls the Hartman. "There was no one for me to call to help us. The biggest thing that people of color feel knowing one is there to help them." I'm shocked. It was disgusting. It was sad. It was cruel. And it really still breaks my heart. But like I said, we need to end the racial injustice. And also the election day is coming. We have like almost like 16 days away. And we don't know that what's coming up next to our country. We need to step up. We need to show our pride. And raise our voices to how we are feel. As a black man, we knew what's going on in this nation. We knew what's going on in this situation about people don't care about us, people calling our names, and people really don't give a damn about this neighborhood. I grew up this neighborhood for all my life. And okay, I was born as a black man living in this white neighborhood, and we knew what's going on in this situation. From Crown Heights riot, from Labor Day riots, from robberies, from fires, from fighting, high school fightings, people always skipping school, people don't have no education, people trying to selling businesses with no education whatsoever, and people decide to become rappers to stand up and talking about their freedom of speech, and they decide to follow their dreams, got their own money, and they all live happily ever after. And what I'm trying to say is, what they did, they just step into their own rights and follow their own dreams. And that's the truth. And it was sad. It was completely sad. The Blue family decided to join forces. They went to a small protest in front of the 71 precinct. But what about the neighbor herself? She's the one who's responsible for this. She's the one who's responsible for this. And she needs to apologize about what she did. It was completely wrong. Now we have Amy Cooper, who's accusing a black man at Central Park, and she calls it not once but twice on the false complaints. And she just went to the court on the next day. What about we have a Karen at 320 will do the same thing. Come out of your shadows. It's over. It's gonna be changing in the year in 2021. But during the election day, this shit will gonna hit the fan. And I believe that this election day is gonna be even bigger and better. Just like what happened in 2008, when President Barack Obama became as our first black African president of the United States. And I was a first time voter. A first time voter in a general election. In 12 years, I never voted for the black man. And Barack Obama did exactly a very good job. He did an extraordinary good job, to be honest with you. And since Donald Trump took over, thanks to the Russians decided to cheat and messed up Hillary's campaign, he blamed Barack Obama for crap. But why Donald Trump blamed Barack Obama? I know why. The reason why Donald Trump blamed Barack Obama so damn much because he is black. That's it. That's he hate Obama so damn much that he is black. Same thing for Rudy Giuliani, the former mayor of New York City. He really don't like Barack Obama because he's black. All they want a white Democrat or white Republicans or white liberals or independents or greens or mountains, whatever. It happens. Because they really don't care about them. They really don't care about us. Because that's why God created equal. But did you know that Adam and Eve were black? Or did you know that Moses' wife is black too? Do some research, people, because this is science and history. And we don't know what really is going to happen next. Only God knows. We're gonna do this I'm gonna do a little bit further update and how it went down in the year 2021 of the aftermath of the barbecue. And but ladies and gentlemen, it's time to step up and take action. Because this 2020 is going to end very soon. I'm out of here, man. Peace.
Outrage is growing after a Facebook Live video shows the NYPD breaking up a barbecue in Brooklyn. Look.
That's when he pushed dead air. You was right there.
Husan Blue was at the gathering in Crown Heights, and he says people were celebrating a few graduations and birthdays when police showed up and told them to leave. Blue says police began shoving and pushing people and that they were in violation of the city's curfew. Well, the NYPD says officers gave several orders for the group to disperse and only moved in after the group refused.
Lies. Hey everyone, Mr. Steven here. Thank you so much for watching for the all new episode of The Steven Factor. If you want to learn more about my show, go to the YouTube channel and click subscribe. And also click the notification bell to see one of my latest videos. Todo para la familia.